name is Dr. Mrs. Lillian Ezenwa. I am the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor of Abia State on ease of doing business. Simply put, ease of doing business is making the business climate easy for people to interact, for investors to come in and invest, for businesses to thrive and prosper. Our governor, one of his mantra for the campaign is shared prosperity. He wants everybody in Abia State to share in the prosperity from Abia State. And for us to be able to do that, Abia people are businessmen and women. The famous Abba market, Area market, is in Abia State. But we discovered upon taking over the administration of the state that there are certain indicators that have made our business climate unfavorable. One of which was that most of our infrastructure before now were dilapidated. We had challenges with power. Our people were demotivated about giving their best to the creative work that they do, and they lacked access to international markets. So this 2-day roundtable on ease of doing business is to get the opinion of stakeholders, which included both government partners who are the regulators of the market and the private sector, to discuss what are these problems militating against the improvement of business in Abia State, and then to proffer solutions on how we can collectively solve it so that everybody will participate and benefit in the prosperity of Abia State.
The United Nations General Assembly last year, September 2022 in New York. At the high-profile meeting, we ought to be proud to know that Nigeria's INFF was the first in the world through the INFF process globally. We didn't stop there. We were one of the few countries to immediately start the implementation and recommendation of the Development Finance Assessment and the Integrated National Financial Framework in partnership with the European Union, the United Nations Development Programme, and other key stakeholders. Let me recognize the tireless effort of our core working group and colleagues from other departments which functions and OSAP SDGs. We function as the Secretariat to the INFF for a job well done in our technical support. Despite all this effort, our development financing challenges remain formidable, especially because of the COVID-19 pandemic and the war in the Ukraine, which disrupted supply chains and raised inflation rates worldwide to unprecedented levels. These challenges make the call to implement the Addis Ababa Action Agenda and through the INFF even more importantly and timely. As the biggest country in Africa and an important player in the global arena, Nigeria's action to achieve the SDGs, especially to reduce poverty and unemployment, could go a long way in improving the well-being of the poor and strengthening peace and security. As we all know, INFF is a viable policy tool to achieve these objectives. Hence, we should redouble our efforts to fully implement the INFF in the coming year. I can assure you the new administration will continue to build on our achievements so far to achieve these objectives. While appreciating your partnership and contribution so far on the INFF process, we count on the support of the subnational government to work in the implementation of the INFF in Nigeria. So thank you, and I wish you all a fruitful deliberation on this workshop on ease of doing business in Abia State. I thank you.
Thank you.
Just
Okay, while we await the arrival of the Commissioner for Trade
this goal as one of the pioneering countries to sign up for the IMFF. At the EU, we believe that the IMFF will let Nigeria explore innovative financing options that will increase the linkages between the government, the private sector, and development partners to increase public revenue and foreign and local private investments. Be it at national or subnational level, we strongly believe in Nigeria's capacity to transform its development landscape in a sustainable way. This roundtable today will be one of the many building blocks of the IMFF, serving to deepen the engagement of the state level. This exchange will serve to discuss the business challenges in the specific context of Abia, as well as possible solutions that will facilitate the development of sustainable policies, legislation, strategies to improve the business climate in a targeted local context. So in conclusion, I would like to note how honored I am here today to be part of this important event and to deliver this opening message on behalf of the European Union. I wish all participants a successful deliberation.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. So for UNDP, good morning, commissioners, honorable commissioners, senior government officials present, colleagues from the development partner community, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning. On behalf of the resident representative of the United Nations Development Programme, I am delighted to welcome you all to this roundtable on strengthening ease of doing business climate in Abia State. The Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs, and the African Union Agenda 2063, which is the Africa we want, has established the blueprint for the African continent to achieve a better and more sustainable future. However, several challenges are impending, which include the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, the climate change issues, security risks, and others that have given the whole world, including Nigeria, a headache and induced physical imbalance and economic crisis, which has led to the slowdown of progress of the SDGs. So as a result, the realization of the SDGs and the AU Agenda 2063, as well as the Paris Agreement on climate change and national and state development priorities are all threatened. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, these challenges that I mentioned call for a coordinated approach to financing for SDGs, as well as financing for national and state development priorities. But Nigeria has a funding gap of about $10 billion per year to meet the SDGs by 2030. So looking to the long term, to the long run, more integrated financing policy solutions and reforms are needed to ensure that resilience, inclusive and sustainable growth in the country at both the national and state levels. So this has led to the crafting of the integrated national financing framework, the IMF, to help Nigeria achieve sustainable financing of its development initiatives, as has been articulated in close alignment with the 2021 to 2025 National Development Plan, so that more resources can be mobilized from both public and private sectors within and outside Nigeria towards meeting the development agenda. So in this regard, let me congratulate the government of Abia State for being one of the 3 pilot states where UNDP and its partners are implementing support for investment promotion and enhancing tax administration and mobilizing domestic resources for development, all in line with the IMF initiatives. Indeed, this roundtable on strengthening the green business climate in the United States is a good starting point for the work on investment promotion, because the private sector is critical to advancing development. The private sector contributes to development by boosting the production of goods and services, financing public investment practices, and creating innovative solutions to help tackle development challenges. In developing countries, private sector operations constitute on average 60% of GDP, while generating 90% of jobs and 80% of capital inflows. So this is a good fit. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I'd like to say welcome to you for this day for the roundtable on strategies of doing business climate in Nigeria. I wish you all successful deliberations and implementing tangible improvements in Abia State investment timing as an aftermath of this roundtable discussion. Thank you very much.
Good morning, questions. So am I next, please? Yes, please, go ahead. All right, good morning. Starting from existing protocol, my name is Rose Kemper, Special Assistant to the Ethics of the SDG. I'm delighted to deliver this remark on behalf of the senior Special Assistant to the President of the SDG.
The Commissioner for Budget and Planning, that's Mr. Kingsley Amasi.
Okay, people are talking, or should I continue?
Continue on.
Okay, good morning everybody. Starting on existing protocol, I'm delighted to deliver this opening remark on behalf of the Senior Special Assistant to the President of Sustainable Development Goals. Under the previous leadership and commitment of the previous administration, we have championed the INFF both regionally and globally, and with a technical and moral support.
Good morning, everyone. Representatives of the various the business community, our potential donors and partners. It's my pleasure to be in your midst this morning to participate in this roundtable event. I would say that in Abia today we see a new dawn with the inception of the new administration led by His Excellency Dr. Alex Chioma Oti and his team with a renewed and determined effort to open up Abia for business. I am the Commissioner for Budget and Economic Planning, and this is actually the entry point of all economic activities in the state. And the government has clearly announced their intention to open Abia for business by providing the budget process as an indication of what the future holds for Abia. For the first time in our history, His Excellency has instructed that the budget for 2024 should clearly reflect the intention of the government to open the space for commercial activities. And this is pronounced in the provisions he has made for all the business, business enablers, like starting from the laws that will govern this business in Nigeria, in Abia State, starting from his reforms in the civil service and his direction to the Commissioner of Land and Housing to ensure that property transactions in the state is propelled to the extent where property documents and exchange can be completed in all transactions within 72 hours. He has also reflected this in his directive to the Board for Internal Revenue to consolidate all revenue streams into one portfolio so that information regarding taxes in the state will be available to potential investors even before they open up for business. Again, he has also digitized the process of revenue collection so that taxpayers will find it easier to transact and fulfill their obligation to the state. All these enablers are indications that the state is ready for business. We all witnessed the launching of the recent Operation Crush security outfit to ensure that the state is safe for the people who live and do business here. I'm happy to announce that in our review yesterday, the state has gone over 40 days without report of any violent crime in the state as a result of the enhanced security. You've also witnessed waves of other activities, including the construction of roads, the palliative that have been given to broken unsafe roads in the state, and then he just flagged off the Osa 6-lane road into Umuahia some days back. This government is open for business. This government is ready to help businesses establish those small scales, medium scales, and even large enterprises. And we understand that if the businesses thrive, the state will also thrive. So I welcome you to this location, and I hope we have fruitful deliberation. We, as a government, we do not claim monopoly of knowledge, and that is why discussions in environments like this are very important. So we hope that at the end of this session, we would have learned one or two things that will add to what we are already doing to make the state more conducive for business. Thank you very much.
In our agenda, I hope we all have our agenda. If you don't, please indicate so that they could get one across to you. So we have the objectives and expected outcomes of the workshop. And this will be taken by the Senior Special Assistant to the Executive Governor of Abia State on ease of doing business, Dr. Lillian Ezenwa.
Good morning, everyone. Okay, so this hall has been very quiet. We are getting to the real business of the day. Please, can everyone stand up? We all went to primary schools, right? Please, can you sit down? Thank you. Please, can you raise your right arm and shake it? Shake it, shake it. Let the blood flow. That's correct. Bring it down. Can we do that with the left one? Thank you. Bring it down. Please, can we put our phones on silence? Please, if you must take a call, please kindly step out without distracting everybody and dragging your chairs. You're welcome once again. My name is Lillian Ezenwa. I work for the Abia State government. I am the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on ease of doing business. And right here now is the major reason why we are gathered here today. So my presentation is titled Strengthening the Ease of Doing Business Climate in Abia State. This is the only state that we have. Wherever you go, whatever investments you have, if you don't come back home and invest home, you will be the loser. So today we want to work on that. the European Union through the UNDP. Now let's look at our statistics. Numbers don't lie, right? Yes. Prior to May 29, 2023, what was our debt profile? How much were we owing? In 2015, the last administration before us came in and met a debt profile of 34.5 billion naira. This amount snowballed to 190 billion by May 2023 at the twilight of that administration. So what does that mean? It means that instead of us leaving assets and investment for our children, we were actually running our children into debt. Of course, this is not the case with only Abia State. This was almost what happened all over the country, contributed also by the COVID pandemic. We also have poor fiscal management of our resources, which of course spiked our debt profile. The monies that we are making, we are not accounting. We are not planning. We just believe that EHE hotel and EHE. I hope you know that saying in Igbo land. Whatever the day brings, we eat. And that's not how to grow a state or grow a family. Right now, according to the Bureau of Statistics, Abia State has 51% unemployment rate, which is twice the national average of 33%. Every year, our tertiary institutions, we have 5 of them, churns out graduates, many of whom are actually unemployable. Many of them do not have the skills, the necessary skills for today's workplace. So you can see these are the problems that we met. In the ease of doing business ranking, which is the global index by the World Bank, which looks at how states are faring in their business climate, Abia State came out number 32 out of 36. If your child brings your report card and that child scored 32 out of 36, will you buy him a toy? Hello, will you praise him? No. So that is also where we were. Companies previously cited in Abia State have exited. If you go to Aba, you see that many of the warehouses are now unoccupied. People have lost jobs. Why? Poor business climate. In addition to all of this, our infrastructure have become dilapidated everywhere. The roads, schools, hospitals, even up to markets. So you can see that the climate of business in Abia State had suffered.
Ladies and gentlemen, announcing the arrival of the Honorable Commissioner for Trade and Investment, Abia State, Dr. Chimezie Okelu. Please, you're welcome, sir. And
Next slide. Now we're talking ease of doing business everywhere. Who popularized the ease of doing business? It is the World Bank that popularized the ease of doing business ranking, not just in the world, but also in Abia State. I'd like to tell us a little bit of the history. The World Bank began the ranking of the business climate in Nigeria in 2004. They chose only one city, Lagos. Lagos was ranked first in 2004. 10 years later, Kano was ranked. And then in 2016, all the remaining states in Nigeria were ranked, including our own state, Abia. During Business in Nigeria report, which is published by the World Bank, compares business regulation of domestic firms You know, how is the business regulation climate? What does it take to start a business? How long will it take you to get your C of O if you apply for it? If somebody reneges on a contract, how do you enforce that contract? So this was in the other state joined in 2016. Currently, globally, Nigeria ranked 131 with a score of 36.9% out of 139 countries of the world. So you can see that as a nation, we are not doing well. Are we? We are not doing well. Next slide. When did we have our best ranking as a state? Abia's first ranking. Abia is ranked only in Aba. Some states are ranked in two cities. Some are ranked in one, but usually the commercial city of that state. For us in Abia State, Aba is our commercial city, and that is where our ranking takes place. Now in 2016, Abia, in bracket Aba, had her best ranking so far. That means that ranking we got in 2016 is still better than what we had this year, 2023. Abia made starting a business easier by abolishing payment of Abia State physical planning and infrastructural development, reducing the time to reserve the company name and incorporate a business with a CAC, and pay for stamp duty, as well as reducing the cost to incorporate business. Abia made registering property easier by digitalizing these records and enabling online property searches and payments. This was what we got in 2016. And like I said, this is the best. Instead of improving on it since 2016, we have actually dovetailed. Next. Now, with the global ranking by the World Bank, different countries in the world began to set up their own units to rank their states better, to ensure the improvement. For us in Nigeria, the previous administration in July 2016 set up what is called the Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council. That was in July 2016. The whole purpose was to make the country progressively easier to start and grow businesses. The council is an intergovernmental and interministerial one, which was chaired by the former Vice President of Nigeria, and has an arm called the Enabling Business Environment Secretariat. That secretariat is in charge of working with the states, and in the case of doing business, states are called subnationals. Okay, so in 2021, this Presidential Enabling Business Council developed their own ranking. Remember that the World Bank ranks us with 4 indicators only. But in 2021, the Presidential Enabling Business Council expanded it by adding 2 more indicators. So for us in Nigeria, that gives us 6 indicators, which are infrastructure. So they look at how good or how bad is your infrastructure. A few minutes ago, the Honorable Commissioner was talking about how this administration is working to upscale our infrastructure. You agree with me that prior to this time, our infrastructure has been very, very bad. Another indicator is secure and stable environment. He spoke to it. In fact, when he was speaking, I was wondering whether he has seen a copy of my presentation. How safe is a state for business? Every state is looking for investors, but every investor wants to go to places where not just their business, but also their staff will be safe. So just like he said, in the last 40 days, Abia have not experienced any criminal activity. The next one is transparency and accessibility of information. If anybody wants to get information in Abia State, how easy is it? That oath of secrecy that civil servants always claim, I swore an oath of secrecy, so therefore I will not give any document. Is it impeding the business climate in our state, or is it improving it? Another regulatory indicator is also how safe and how good is our regulatory environment. I'm glad that currently multiple taxation has been used in Abia State, because that was one of the indicators that made us lose a lot of scores. Then the next one is skills and labor and economic opportunity. Like I said before, we keep churning out young men and women every year. But are they employable? Do they have the requisite ICT skills to navigate the workplace in today's world? That's an indicator. So each state is rated on a 10-point scale across these 6 indicators. And this is what provided the basis for calculating the 2023 weighted ease of doing business score for the state. And when the result was published in March this year, our Abia State was ranked number 32 out of 36 states in ease of doing business in Nigeria. I thought somebody was going to clap. So these are the reasons why we have to have this meeting. Because the work that we all do, the businesses we run, contribute either to improve our ranking or to bring us further down. Now, we have said it again. We've talked about poor infrastructure. Now, poor integration of women and youth-led businesses. You will all agree with me that with the advent of the social media, the way businesses are operated, the way businesses are run, the way people access loans to run their businesses have changed. There are a lot of online loan platforms. A lot of young people today incorporate their businesses online. But have Abia State, have we integrated women-owned businesses?
We announced the commissioner for we announced the arrival of the Deputy Governor of Abia State, Mr. Chief Emetu. You are welcome, sir. And then at this point, with the arrival of the second citizen of Abia State, will take the national anthem. So at this point, will be
Honorable Commissioner, the budget planning, my very good brother. Yes, I'm a secret. Yes, all heads of departments, we ladies and gentlemen. Today we gather to discuss a crucial topic that holds the key to Abia growth and sustainable economic prosperity, the ease of doing business. Over the years, Abia has undergone a significant transformation in its business environment. And I'm here to shed light on how this evolution has the potential to drive our state towards a brighter and more prosperous future. Abia State, once known for its rich cultural heritage, faced challenges in the past when it came to creating an enabling environment for businesses to thrive. International and domestic investors were often discouraged by the complexities and inefficiencies that plague the business landscape here. This was reflected in Abia's previous rankings in terms of ease of doing business, where we lag behind in the national and global context. Just as we were just told, initially we were ranked 16, and as at 2022 we dropped to 32. However, the winds of change
Recording stopped.
have been blowing in Abia State. Our government, under the visionary
Recording in
leadership
progress.
of His Excellency Dr. Alex Chioma Oefa, recognized the importance of making Abia more business friendly, and we embarked on a journey to transform the state into an attractive destination for investors and entrepreneurs. In the past few years, we have seen remarkable strides taken to improve Abia ranking and the ease of doing business here. These initiatives are aimed to simplify procedures, reduce bureaucracy, and enhance transparency. The results have been impressive. Abia State has seen a notable improvement in its ranking, moving up the ladder in national and international rankings that measure the ease of doing business. Find out the past few months that we took over, there has been a remarkable change. Hence, this summit. These achievements were not accidental. They were the result of well thought out strategy. The government implemented a series of reforms, such as streamlining business registration processes, reducing the time required for obtaining permits, enhancing and strengthening security protocols, and improving access to utilities. Additionally, efforts to enhance the state infrastructure and transportation network have made it easier for businesses to move goods and services to their intended destination. As you can see, the infrastructure development in the state, more roads have been constructed. These are to health transportation, which enhances effective ease of doing business. Furthermore, the state has been proactive in ensuring that tax policies are not only business friendly, but also transparent and consistent. These policies encourage investment and provide a level playing field for all businesses, regardless of size and sector. The positive effects of these reforms are already becoming evident. More entrepreneurs are choosing Abia State as their destination for business, and existing businesses are expanding their operations.
Recording stopped.
Honestly, in my office, I have piles and piles of investors trooping. These have never happened in Abia State before. This influx of business activities translates into job creation, economic growth, and a broader tax base, all of which are essential for the sustainable economic prosperity of our state. In conclusion, the ease of doing business is a powerful driver for growth and sustainable economic prosperity in Abia State. The progress we have made in improving our ranking and creating a business-friendly environment is a testament to the commitment of our government to make Abia a place where businesses can thrive and contribute to our collective welfare. As we continue on this path of reform and improvement, I'm confident that Abia State's future is bright. With the right policies and unwavering dedication, we will attract more investment, create more job opportunities, and ensure the well-being of our citizens. Let us work together to ensure that Abia State remains an attractive and prosperous place for businesses to flourish, and in turn, provide a better quality of life for all of us. Thank you very much.
Honorable Commissioner for Trade and Investment, Abia State, Dr. Chimezie Ukegu. The Executive Governor is here represented by no other than the Deputy Governor of Abia State, Prince Emetu. He would give us a word. He's very deep and he's doing so much to bring businesses and foreign direct and local investments to Abia State. So at this juncture, we'll give the Deputy Governor of Abia State the floor to talk to us. Thank you, sir.
Please sit. Abia Mama, the Commissioner, Budget and Planning, Mr. Kingsley Amonske. Permit me to say good afternoon to everyone here. And also the Commissioner, Trade and Commerce, the SSA, to the Governor on the ease of doing business, representatives of the United Nations for Development Program. Thank you. The press, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all for coming here today. You didn't pronounce my name properly. I'm known as Engineer Metu Ike Chukwu, a fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, and by his grace, the Deputy Governor of Abia State. This very era in Abia State is one which God has come in using no other person than the Executive Governor of Abia State, Dr. Alex Choma, OTOFR, to fix the problems in the state. Today being the 11th of the 10th month, 2023, and we're talking about the ease of doing business. Abians and those outside Abia should know that this very week marks the 6th week where the state is not being ravaged by kidnappers due to the Operation Crush that the governor inaugurated. This happens to be one of those measures to make sure that those coming into the state to invest will be able to put their money into the state and also sleep with both eyes closed. At the same time, making sure that Abia and those coming into Abia State to do their business will have that ease of doing business. It's also making sure that we have connecting roads in the state. And that's why tomorrow, the executive governor of the state will be flagging off the Abia-Port Harcourt Expressway. So a message to everyone here. Tell your family, friends, well-wishers, those outside Abia State and within, that Abia is now God's own state. It's a state that yearns for everyone to come back. Abia, that happens to be the heart of Abia State, is one which the executive governor plans to harness properly, to bring back Abia to the glory days and way more than what Abia was well known for. I thank you all for coming here today, for leaving different things that you're supposed to do, just to be here and making sure that you brainstorm and make sure that we find a better path in making Abia great again. So I say thank you today. And I want you all to have a takeaway here that whatever it is that will make this state grow, definitely the executive governor of this state, his door is always open to hear you out. One thing in Abia should thank their God for is they have a governor who is ready to always listen to better ways to help the state. The ease of doing business, we've gone as far as making sure that we pay pensions, we pay salaries and arrears, so that those that we owe will be able to have enough money to spend. And that's why we have always emphasized that for those who have always been thinking of the old order should change for a new leaf, because this time around a new sheriff is in town and we need to get a whole lot of things right. Abia has passed through 24 years of hardship and we are in a building stage. And at the same time, we want to encourage everyone in Abia State to be one who always cooperates with this very government, because we really mean well. We promise so much on our manifesto, and definitely we plan to make sure that we fulfill all that we have on our manifesto. And this is a very good program that will be able to encourage everyone here and those who will be able to see video clips on our social media handles, etc. So I hereby, with the power of the executive governor of the state, declare this very program open.
Or you may call it a project called SABA, to help states to solve the problems of business people in their states. Now there are 4 key objectives. One is to improve the efficiency of land administration. You agree with me that land is domiciled in government in Nigeria. Remember the Land Use Act of 1979 domiciled all lands in Nigeria to the government. So even that one you're farming in your village, the day the government comes and wants to take you to do something, you'll find out that it's no longer your land, it's now government land. Now, but how do we administer land? You'll find out that because of political differences, some companies will, request for land, but they'll say, who is behind it? Is he a member of our party? In the person is not a member of their party, they will not give you land. That is wrong. So under this project, we want to, the federal government wants the one land to manage administer lands effectively. The second one is to look at the regulatory framework for private investment in fiber optic infrastructure. Fiber optic infrastructure is the infrastructure that makes it possible for me and you to stay here and make calls, international calls, and get connected. Another objective is that services provided by investment promotion agencies and public-private partnerships. So under this program, in Abia State, we want to improve the relationship between government and private investors. And finally, the efficiency and transparency of government business services in participating states. How efficient and how transparent is the government towards business? For this project, this is a 75 billion naira project. Abia is one of the participating states. I think we should clap for her. Now, all of this has now brought us to this particular project that the UNDP is funding. We looked at all the challenges that we have in Abia State concerning our business climate, and we sought for support. So, what is this project that we are doing with UNDP that we came here today? It is called the Nigerian Integrated National Financing Framework and Investment Promotion, which has been adopted by the United Nations Development Program to provide support to the public and private sectors to increase resource mobilization towards high-impact investment opportunities across the country. UNDP has committed to putting in place necessary measures and funding to support Abia State to improve our ease of doing business climate, making our business. Now let's look at objective one. They want to support multi-stakeholder dialogues, which is like what we are having today. There's a mix of government people and private people. Today we'll be talking, after this presentation, we'll start the rate of talk. Government, this is what you are doing that is not making business move well. And you private people, this is also what you are doing. Maybe you are not paying your taxes. That is also affecting the climate. The project will also support our state government to review our business support strategies and integrate women-led and youth-led businesses in future programming. How do we help our youth? My Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook, how old was he when he started Facebook? Who knows? Nobody can know. 23. So, but here, if you want to do something, people say you are a young person, guys, sit down. The banks will ask you to go and bring collateral. And your dad will not give you his only land in the village for the collateral. So what happens? The young people will be frustrated. So under this project, all of that is going to change. We already talked about women-led businesses. Now the project will also enable relevant MPAs in Abia State. That's the Ministry of Project and Planning, the Ministry of Trade, Investment and Industry, the Ministry of SME and Digital Economy, and internally generated revenue departments to facilitate ease of doing business reforms at the state level, improve revenue through taxation, and review business support strategies that incentivize investment in men and youth among others. For example, under this project, we'll be providing support to the shoe cluster in Aba. We're going to domicile a consultancy firm with them that will make it easy for them to be exporting their shoes. That is one of the benefits of this project. What is the objective of this project? One, improve business climate and mobilize capital for bankable projects, including net zero and side projects that can unlock the economic potential of Abia State. So under this project, we are going to be looking for money in all currencies of the world that will help Abia businesses. Just make sure that you have a good business plan. Just make sure that your business is registered, that you're up to date in payment of your taxes, then you will qualify. Two, another objective is automation of business incorporation and improve the use of technology to drive ease of doing business across Nigeria. Our sons and daughters outside Nigeria no longer need to call you and send you money. Sigi gasi, cigarette is Arab business. No. Anybody who wants to incorporate a business in Abia State can do that anywhere from anywhere in the world. That is part of what this project is about. Three, encourage business regulations that are efficient, transparent, and easy to implement by all new and existing businesses in the state. That means this is government to ask us for money, but this should be asking for money with a human face. Are you getting my point? No more double taxation. You pay to local government, you pay to the Ministry of Trade, you pay to you pay union. By the end of the day, I won't say how I take a no. This project is working to change all that. And number four, enhance the capacity of the informal sector and women and youth-owned and led businesses to fulfill their obligations to government through payment of tax as at 20. As all of us want Abia to get better, we also have to contribute by paying our taxes. A lot of informal businessmen and women don't pay tax because they don't have address and they are not registered. So, government does not even know that some of them exist. They will close their deals with their phone and move away. But if we are going to get the Abia of our dream, Abia where running water is available, Abia where all the roads are open, we will also contribute because that money that comes from Abuja is not enough. I hope we know. And finally, we will ensure broader tax base, better compliance, and stricter enforcement of tax reforms. Better compliance, we are looking forward to when, based on what this government has done for you or doing for you, you don't need anybody to push you to pay your tax. On your own, you will pay your tax. Just like what we're doing now, pensioners are linked to the free Abia Health Insurance scheme. That will save a lot of us here that our parents are getting old and age of money. They don't need to pay for that. It's free healthcare for them. But for you and I, we may have to pay. Do you understand? Because they have paid their dues to the state. They should get that. So we're looking at making the tax system humane for all of us in our country. Next slide. So, quickly, what do we want to achieve with this 2-day roundtable of ease of doing business that we are doing here today? One, we recognize that there is a strong correlation between our state business environment and the amount of foreign direct investment that we receive. The national, what do we call it? These people that are in charge of Diaspora Commission. The Diaspora Commission, according to statistics that they released earlier on this year, the monies that Abians sent to home in 2022 to parents, school fees, all that money that people and your brother, your sister, they sent, was 3 times more than what the federal government of Nigeria budgeted. But the question is, where is the money? The money was used to solve problems, buy clothes, buy shoes, pay school fees. Those monies have not been invested. So we are looking at how can we make our diaspora remittances, that money, instead of them just sending you money for clothes and shoes, and then I start sending you money for investment. So that's what we're looking at. One of the things we want to achieve. Two, we want to pass, this government is proposing through my office to pass the ease of doing business law. There is no such law in Nigeria. Once this law is passed, Abia State will be the first state in Nigeria to pass a law on making business smooth and easy. I think we should clap fast. What it means is that very soon, other states will come and be learning from us because it's an innovation. So once that we become a law, even when this administration ends and any other administration comes, they will still follow that law. So there will be special money kept aside for businesses, there will be business grants, business bank rather, where as a businessman you can go or woman and take money to support your business. Two, this roundtable we want to look at how we prioritize challenges, bigger challenges, and we develop a 6-month work plan on how we can tackle those challenges in the business state. And whatever we get from here, we form the basis for Abia Investment Summit. We are planning an Abia Investment Summit. If you're here, you're not putting that on your name, I'll advise you to put it down. Because that you cannot be at that summit in March if you're not here. That summit in March is an investment summit. So you see other states are doing investment summit. We in Abia, we say we are not ready. We want to fix our roads. We want to make sure there's no crack. We want to electrify our cities. When we are not ready by March, we want to complete all of that. We will now do an investment summit. Then we are going to take a company that will design the ease of doing business portal. That ease of doing business portal, like I said before, anybody, like right now in the world, Norway is the country that has the least amount of time. In 2 minutes from here, from your phone now, you can incorporate a company in Norway from Ghana now. So we are looking at how can we improve that of 5 so that people, investors from all over the world, they must not visit that here before they set up companies. So this is why we are here. We want to articulate the challenges to ease of business in Abia State, provide innovative strategies to solve the challenges, build synergy between the state actors and non-state actors to solve these challenges using creative methodologies and technology. Thank you very much. So we're already on table. Dr. Kowa. Please.
Good morning, everybody.
Good afternoon, sir.
Oh, sorry, good afternoon, everybody. But I did say that almost all women from business and youth too. Most of these businesses are micro. I want to know the scope of integration you are talking about. I don't even know with Mombo or DC market. We are talking about the student. Is CAC registered?
Yes. CAC. You know, in Nigeria, CAC, there are different kinds of registration they can have. One, like the micro ones, you can form cooperatives. I don't know if we are aware that Anambra State, people are exporting on from Anambra to Europe every month. Are we aware? Yes. Every month. Then they borrow from Anambra, Europe, earn money in pounds. Village women. Now, Sisi Moto, every 10 years. Now, it's motor. What's the hand? So, we want, for them, business name registration. Then there are also women who have capital that can invest or put resources together to form companies. It's not limits. Like me, I want to form. So we're also looking at that. We know that there are a lot of reasons why women don't own businesses. Because of one, our societal beliefs, cultural beliefs, and the way we raise them. We are raised not to own businesses, but all of that classing is being shattered now. There are a lot of young women doing well in their businesses. So we want to encourage a lot more, so that they can also benefit from grants and loans. So any support that government brings, they can also access it. If I tell you now that in 2022, last year, Kano women access more grants from federal government than Abia women. Meanwhile, many of them might do that. Our own people at least go to school. But because our businesses are not registered, we could not access those grants. We want to change all that. Everything that is our own to our people, we want it to get to our people. I think that is okay. So we're going to break into groups. Is there anybody here from Ministry of Land? Ministry of Land. We have our Chief Magistrate. Remember that we have 4 key areas. One is land administration. How easy is it to access land, to get land? Or if I come now, I'm a female, I go to the Ministry of Land, and I say I want to apply to get land. What do you think will happen to me? Most times they'll first of all look at you, and they'll ask you, do you have a husband? By the time you say you have one, they say, God, do what? Bring him. But if my D wants to get land, nobody will ask him, do you have wine? You can't bring. Why is it like that? Then imagine when we're talking of the woman who has a husband. Are you getting my point? Then imagine a woman who does not have a husband, or whose husband is late, or who for whatever reason is not under a man. You now carry application. I want to come and apply for land. You know, first of all, they start ostracizing you, and that is not right. So we're going to break into 5 groups. Dr. Kowa. Dr. Kowa, Charles. You have 4. People can start their business. Yes, it's not just land. The second one is enforcing contracts. The second group is enforcing contracts. If somebody, okay, your brother in UK sends you money. Okay, let me share this scenario. Somebody sent money home to us here in Abia State, his brother, buy land for me. He didn't know the brother bought the land in his own name. Build this factory for me. The brother built a factory, but did all the documentations in his own name. This young man returns after 3 years, believing that, he has established something at home. Only to come and the brother says, sorry. Everything is mine. What will we do? Where will he get assistance? How soon? How many years will it take him to get back what he sees? So when people fail in their contracts, or you are given a contract that is supposed to last a stipulated time, maybe you have put in money, and then suddenly that contract is cancelled. who will you go to? Where do you go to? How will you get back at least what you have invested? So enforcing contract is a key issue in ease of doing business. So our magistrate here will need us because she has been championing that cause in the state. The third one will be starting a business. Is there somebody from SME here? Minister of SME and Digital Economy? They've left. Due process, are you here? Due process is here. Trade and investment, you are here. Okay. So we have four. We have Ministry of Justice, we have Trade and Investment, we have Ministry of Lands, and we have due process. Okay, Judiciary High Court. So we are going to call these four people to step up to this high table, and each of them will share with us the reforms their different agencies are making to improve ease of doing business in their various agencies, so that we will know, so that anytime if a challenge comes up, we now know who to go to. Are we together?
Okay, our worship, Chief Majesty Abukan.
Please,
can you come to this end? And Barrister Nkechi Obona, due process.
please, can we support them?
Mr. Odrika, Ministry of Lands.
Please, can we support them?
And our HOD investment, Mr. Secretary, Trade and Investment. All right, so please. So, this side of the table, and then you tell us the ministry or the department you're coming from, and the reforms. So let us know what you're doing, and if there are still some gaps that require further action, let us know. Because by the time you're done, the audience will be able to ask more questions so that we can progress. Let me start from Mrs. Kelechi, the HOD Investments, Ministry of Trade and Investment. You can sit if you, because you already have all.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Abia State, Head of Department Investment, Ministry of Trade, Commerce and Industry. Though I'm already seated, but let me still continue with the existing protocol. I want to tell us more about the ease of doing business in my ministry, being Ministry of Trade, Commerce and Industry, and what the national government under Dr. Alex Chioma Oti has been doing and continue doing. Some weeks ago, or barely 1 month now, His Excellency did what we call groundbreaking of Industrial Innovation Park at Forwards, we all know that place. And the idea of bringing such a package to Abia is to have an environment to where investors can come in. Meanwhile, trade, commerce, and industry has a long way historical directives on when it comes to investment. And since our amiable governor is investment friendly, he opened that groundbreaking event for foreign investors to come up and invest in Abia. And that groundbreaking will has it in sections, where we have refinery, where we have food processing, where we have agricultural units. This is an enabling environment for people to come together and build up Abia. And my ministry also have what we call safety management. And we know that when we come to ease of doing business, safety is concerned. What do I mean? In Ministry of Trade, Commerce and Industry, we have what we call Industrial Safety Department. We take care of safety. And one of the ways we do so by bringing those dangerous ways, dangerous roads in action. Remember, some months ago, there's this flag up of infrastructural development in which His Excellency flagged up. That should be around June this year. This is an enabling environment for safety purpose for people, residents, investors, and people who wish to come and do business with Abia State. Permit me to mention about the development of markets. We know when it comes to Abia State, we can talk about traders too. And if you want to make traders happy, you need to develop their markets. In fact, we have what we call state-owned markets. And since the creation of this administration, His Excellency Dr. Alex Shomoti has been doing well to make sure that traders have been carried along. Series of meetings ongoing, and he has given them a level environment for them to air their views on how to develop their markets. Still, permit me to say more on our moribund investment. So to say, before now, we have some moribund investment that is lying low. His Excellency has taken it upon him to see how he can reactivate some clusters in the state. And so to say, we are the first of its kind. The Ministry of Trade and Commerce and Industry now publish a brochure. In fact, we are looking forward when that brochure will be launched. We call it Invest in Abia brochure. So summing of its kind that the state government through my ministry has been doing, and thank God for my Honorable Commissioner, Dr. Chimezi Isaac Ukewu, who has pioneering the ministry very well. Permit me to stop now and allow my colleague to say more.
Mr. Oleka, Ministry of Lands, please go ahead.
Good afternoon, everybody. One of the things we're doing in that to look at how we acquire land is to simplify the processes. The objective of that is to identify the complex and administrative procedures within the ministry and develop strategies to simplify them. The expected outcome is to streamline procedures for land acquisition, title registration and related services, reducing the bureaucratic nature of doing that. I also have enhancing transparency. The objective is to implement measures to increase transparency in land transaction and property-related services. The expected outcome will be to improve trust among stakeholders, leading to increased investment and reduce corruption. The ministry also looked at ways of improving customer services. The objective is to enhance the quality of services provided to citizens, business and investors seeking land and housing related assistance. The expected outcome that we have is we have higher satisfaction among service users, and to foster positive relationship and encourage the repeat business. If you come to lands and we treat you well, you want to come back again and do the same business. They will also look at the digital transformation. The objective is to introduce digital solutions to automate processes and enhance digital management and facilitate online services. Like in lands, you can, like what they said, you can, wherever you are, you can do a search, even from your house, and you know the outcome of it. Then the expected outcome will be efficient and accessible online platform, reducing paperwork and enabling faster services delivery for everybody. We also have a capacity building. We try to provide training and capacity building programs for the ministry staff to enhance their skills and knowledge. Well, the expected outcome will also be to improve the staff efficiency, leading to better services provision at accurate and everything is done properly. Then the public awareness we also have is to raise public awareness about the ministry services, the procedures and legal requirements for property-related matters. Well, the outcome will also be to inform citizens' business, leading to more compliant transactions and reduce legal issues. Well, the outcome of all this will be, okay, let me stop here.
Okay, please, can we put that?
Good afternoon, everyone. Standing on existing protocol, I'm Kechi Obonna. I'm representing the due process SSA. So, permit me to say I wasn't informed actually that I have to speak on this behalf, but I'll try my possible best to do justice to it. So, due process office. The office has been in existence during the last administration, but they were not really functioning like right now. So, in this new administration, the office is now taking full shape to come into force. So basically what we do in due processes, we check contracts that are being government contracts and government are working to people and the contractors try to come and execute it. So we basically make sure that they follow the rules and procedures laid down for those contracts. For instance, it's a contract to maybe roads. So they do an open bidding through reviews and contractors apply for it. So when they apply, so we basically go through their contracts, make sure that they're following the laws that they're supposed to follow, make sure there are no irregularities, make sure that the contractors are well known, that they've been doing contracts before now, make sure that they are registered companies, they pay their taxes, and then we go through their bills of quantities for executing those contracts. So basically that's what we do. We make sure that we follow all the guidelines for such and they send it for approval. So, and there are different, based on the different amounts for the contract. Contracts, for instance, that are below 10 million, we handle them. Then those that are less, probably, that's an instance I'm trying to give. So those two ministries we handle it, but we basically handle the major ones. So I hope with this few points of mine I'm able to explain. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Chief Magistrate Mirabel Kena Hukami from Judicial High Court. actually what she has told us to speak on now is the reforms that have been done by maybe the judiciary to aid ease of doing business. That is not going to be the main presentation that we are supposed to make. I didn't know she was going to bring up those reforms because sometime in 2021, during a state action on business enabling reforms, interactive session, we did have the opportunity of also making known to the public the reforms that have been done by the judiciary, to aid and to enhance this ease of doing business. Because we have been going along with it even when Abia State was ranked 16 before the fall to 32. So some of our own business, normally when you talk about the judiciary, we are not, the public calls us the last hope of the common man. So even in business, we are the last option, only because we expect that people who are doing businesses, that is the normal business thing, it's a matter of integrity. Your word, you keep to your word and your contract. It is only when there are these controversies that arise, maybe from misunderstanding or misapplication of the terms of a contract or anything that raises a controversy that now return to us. For a businessman, he doesn't want to waste his time. He wouldn't like to waste his time in court in order to enforce an agreement. Or maybe if someone has his money and he has paid for goods and services that is defined, he will be able to get it back if the person does not deliver. Nobody wants to waste time in the courts. So that is the main part and the main issue where the judiciary comes in. Like they say our business is to make sure that you have easy access to the legal system and courts should there be any issues of controversy or infractions arising from their businesses or contracts. Then you have prompt and just resolution of such controversies and or infractions in order to sustain a cordial business relationship on a win-win basis. Speedy execution of such judgments and or decisions at minimal costs in time and resources, and an information pool where stakeholders can access information and data on existing rules that help them and on improvements being made. So that is our own mandate from the judiciary in this matter. So the reforms that have been made down the line, we have electronic case management. We have set up an e-court system that is fully operational